Hey, welcome to another Cajun toy review. Today we're talking about the Infinity Saga Wave Odin from the movie Thor. This is part of the Legends series. This is a brand new figure that just came out. There are several figures that are be coming out in this Infinity Saga Wave. We're getting a new Iron Man, a new Cap. We're getting an actual MCU Quicksilver. Some really cool updated Thor, a nice Captain Marvel and Rescue, and a couple of them, Soltor and Happy Hogan, and there's an Iron Man Thanos set. So lots of figures coming out in this set. Very reminiscent of the Marvel 10 year Studios 10-year sets that we got with like Crossbones and Captain America, Tony Stark, and the Mark One. Some of those. So I really like when they kind of do this and they kind of catch up on some of these much needed figures, or give these some of these more MCU accurate versions of them. So I'm all for it. But yeah, I'm super excited, super stoked that I got this today, and I couldn't wait to talk about it. I had to go find my old Odin so we can do a little nice comparison. So without further ado, let's take a look at our Odin. So the boxes on these figures look fantastic. I love the color scheme and everything on it. Got that Infinity Saga logo right there. It's got like that star field in the back, which looks really awesome. The Avengers logo is just, I love that black and blue color scheme. It looks like my guy color scheme of Mass Effect. But anyway, we got a nice open shot on here. We got we can see all different like Marvel character logos in the background, but we'll look at that. We got two heads, his staff, and two hands, and probably the cape can come off, but we'll look. On the side, you got a nice shot of different characters that are not all of these are going to be coming out in the series, so we're not getting a new Hulk or anything. So this is just like a random shot of the MCU, which is cool. But yeah, this side repeats, just reversed. Top we got the movie logo for Thor and Odin. On the back, got that nice Thor poster, and it's kind of cool. I like this a lot because it's actually not a Odin product shot and stuff like that. This is basically telling you where this came from. This came from the very first Thor movie. The king of Asgard, protector of the nine realms, and father of Thor, Odin has learned to appreciate peace over the centuries. And then to read up in a couple different languages if you want. The bottom, a lot of stuff on there, but here's the UPC if you need. So not much else to say about that. So let's take out Odin and check him out. All right, here we have our All-Father Odin out of the package. And man, this is a really good version of this figure. It looks like he came out of the first Thor movie. Lots of great color and detail on him. The sculpts, the heads, the one with the helmet is great. The other one we'll get to. But for the price, yeah, you really can't go wrong with this, especially if you want to complete that MCU lineup. So Odin in the comics versus the movie is vastly different, just in terms of power and what they do, like what he does. And of course, Odin in the MCU is not around as nothing like the comics. But one of the big differences is he only has Thor, and Hela is not his daughter. And she's actually Loki's daughter. So that was a big change when it came out in the MCU. But he's most predominant in the first movie. He banishes Thor to Earth. We get a lot more of his backstory and stuff in that film. In the Dark World, he's basically selling a revenge thing when his wife is killed, and then he's basically banished to Earth and appears again in Ragnarok, where he basically kind of brings our two, Loki and Thor, together. And they kind of set up that story for that, and then that's it. But I was thinking, kind of revisiting this character, that like for being the all father and all powerful and having the vault with all these like sacred items and everything in there, like he didn't really know much about the Infinity Stones. I know there's that fake Infinity Gauntlet in there and stuff like that, but like you'd think, knowing they had this plan for the MCU where they want to go with it, that they would have done a little bit more with this all-knowing, all-powerful character. And I just feel like it was kind of a waste opportunity, not in performance or anything like that, because Anthony Hopkins totally killed that role. I can't really picture anybody else in it. I mean, he was really great in there, but I just feel like we could have had a little bit more with him. Maybe if like a future version where he was like a vision or something to Thor to kind of guide him. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. We're talking about this figure, so let's take him off. Let's take a look at his accessories. All right, so Odin comes with 4 hands and his staff, his scepter. I mean, yeah, his staff right here, which has a lot of really cool detail in it right here. You can see in the handle, it's got kind of this little ornate markings right here. The symbols right here, kind of goes down, but a lot of details. Just I wish maybe some extra color would have been nice in here instead of just it's basically cast in this gold paint. But you get these different little markings all the way down. Here it changes up in kind of segments all the way to the rest. It looks from here, it almost looks like it's like a gambit staff or something like that. It's very, very thin. But compared to the original one, it's greatly different. So this is the original Odin Build-A-Figure staff. So shape-wise and everything, they're very similar, but size, yeah. And the bottom, I like the bottom one. This one's a bit more ornate, but yeah. I do like the color. Like I said, I just wish they had some more color in here at the top, and it might have been all gold in the movie. It's been a while, but anyway. He comes with these 4 hands, so you do have this grip hand and this fisted hand. So they only got 1 fisted hand. And then he has these 2 other kind of gripping hands, which he comes with like a trigger finger hand, which is very strange for Odin. I don't remember Odin using any weapons like that, but anyway, that's really it. Nothing else for him. I could have, maybe he would have had like the Tesseract or something. Would have been kind of cool additional thing, but it's basically going with the movie, and there's not a whole lot they could have gave him. They could have given him Thor's hammer with like the inscription halfway done on it. That would have been kind of cool. But that's what we have. So let's take a look at our figure. Alright, so here is our new Odin figure out of the package, posed and kind of everything. This is a great figure. There is some issues I have with him. We'll talk about when we get to the articulation. But as for like the paint and everything on this guy is really good. No complaints there. But there's 2 heads for him, and I will admit, when I was looking at the package and I kind of posed and stuff like that, I did not realize that this helmet was removable. So it is, and that kind of threw me off a little bit because the heads now are really, really close. Now this one has a little bit more of a smile. You can kind of see them little teeth right there. But I was hard to tell which one was like different looking at it. Now the one that had the, you know what? That thing might not be supposed to be removed, so we're kind of learning something right here, because I see glue on him right here. Yeah, a little bit of glue. So I don't know if mine just came loose or not, but when I first kind of was turning this head a little bit, I felt it kind of move. So I'm gonna have to check and see, but it's not hard to get it off, and I could easily kind of scrape this and fix this. Now let's check the other head. Alright, so, that is interesting. So yeah, you can get it on this one, but it's a little bit, it's not because his hair is shorter. That is interesting. So I'm assuming that mine wasn't glued on there well, and that's why it just came off very easily, because it is a slightly, it's very, very hard to tell, but it's slightly smaller. Yeah, it's just, it's very hard to see, but it's slightly smaller. The way the ears are done differently. This kind of folds over. This one is more exposed. So this one is meant to keep, you can even see it. This one is meant to keep the helmet on, but mine, the helmet popped right off. We can see the glue now a bit easier on there. Well, I'm not mad about that. I was just, yeah, it's pretty unexpected. So let's look at these heads now. So this one The one without the helmet, that's supposed to be without the helmet, it does have more of a smile. His eye, probably a little better look. His eye is different mold, different shape, but his hair is definitely different. Yeah, it's two different heads. It's just they look so similar, and like mine is going to look more similar than most because of that helmet. I'll pop that back on there. So with the helmet on, the way it's supposed to be glued, there is a lot of cool detail where you can actually kind of see the hair kind of comes perfectly out the back like that. Also right there, and then it kind of comes out. Yeah. So I'm still thrown off about that. Sorry. So yeah, that head. As for the paint is great on this one. Both of them. The stain, like the wash on the beard, looks really great. There's not really any issues with the edging on this. You won't really see because your helmet will be on there, but just like a little bit right there is not good. It's not 100%. I can't really complain about this because that's not supposed to be seen. But the eye looks fantastic. That is a really, really good looking eye. Anything else? Yeah, it's fantastic. This one pretty much the same. Like the teeth look really, really good. You can actually see the different little lines in there for each one of those teeth. The wash is a little bit more predominant on this beard, but like the scars and the eyes, I mean, they are killing it with these like laser scans for these faces and stuff. You can see like basically like all the scar work right there, and you got this little line work for the cheek. That's really good. As for the paint for the rest of the figure, a lot of detail on this. Now, one thing I'm going to point out right away, the elephant in the room, is this cape is not removable. Okay, this is basically molded onto his chest right here, and that kind of sucks. So you're not going to get this cape off, which already you can tell you right now is going to hinder the arms. So yeah, we're not going to be able to get a full arm range on both sides with that. Now, there is a really cool, like you can kind of see this is a red plastic they painted over. You can see a little bit of bleeding into it, but it looks nice. There's a lot of detail in there. I have a little bit of a paint issue right here with this red kind of coming through. But most of the lines, see, this is not a clean line. I might be swapping bringing this one back. A little bit of marbleization right here. Everything else, like, yeah, see, this is some bad marbleization right there. So the arms. Try to get the shoulder pad out as much as I can. So yeah, there's some marbleization that's terrible on the back right here. It's all in there. But if it wasn't, I would like this like line worker here. It looks really cool. The shoulder pads are nice. They got some good detail on them. They move, but like what they said, it doesn't even matter with the cape right there. This is a cool, kind of interesting. You've got these little, like, basically like spikes on there. But I do like the texture on here with the browns. It looks really nice. Then we have the gauntlets with the gold. See, I don't know if that's supposed to be painted all the way around. They were just lazy. It looks like they were just lazy because it kind of just stops. Yeah, because look at this one. This one is painted. This one stops, stops, stops. So that's really lazy. I'm kind of getting upset a little bit with this. Alright, let's look at the other arm. Now this one you can get a little bit more range, of course, because that cape is locked on that one side, more out predominant. But yeah, same kind of paint scheme here, and then same thing with the gauntlets. This one, all of them stop the paint. So yeah, it's a little unfortunate. He does have a little bit of belt movement. It's not on there tight. The paint on that looks fine. I thought this was kind of it, but it's not. The texture on the legs is really, really good. I got a little bit of rubbing or something right here going on. But it looks really nice. I mean, I like this texture. It looks really cool. I like the arms and the legs with that texture on it. It's nice. The boots. This cape, that's annoying. The boots look good. The silver goes all the way around. Could have done some more on here, that would have been nice. And just nothing there, just big holes. So articulation on this guy, on Odin. I'll put this helmet back on so we can do it right. So yeah, the helmet, and nothing hinders him from, so you got full range of 360 now. He can look up that far, down that far. Let's take a look at the other head and the difference. Alright, I'm gonna mill it out. So, this one, since his hair is just a slightly tad longer, it'll rub a little bit on your cape, but you can just flog that mullet out there a little bit. There you go. You can get your. Now, the range is about the same, a little bit less looking up with that hair in the back. As for the arm, his left arm is not going to get full range with that cape right there, and it is non-movable. He does have a a double jointed elbow, so you can scratch that glue itch on your face if you need to. But yeah, he's got wrist rotation, bicep. The ab crunch is pretty much going to be non-existent on this guy with this armor on him and this belt. So yeah, we're not going to get anything on that. You can almost do a split. You got that thigh cut, which always starts breaking those lines up. And Odin has single jointed knees. They're double jointed. They just can't do shit with these boots. There we go. So yeah, that's about that on there. Sorry, let me pull back a little bit more. About that on there. There is an ankle rocker and there is no calf rotation on it. So overall, like, I'm a little disappointed. Like, you know, I started up really hyped on this video and stuff like that, just looking at them in the package and kind of getting them out and everything. Just his art, the paint is a little sloppy on this guy, and I'm hoping that the rest of the Infinity Saga doesn't suffer this as well. The helmet thing doesn't bother me because I kind of like it. I just gotta scratch some of that glue off and see if that doesn't work. But it's a good figure. I mean, it's got its faults. Now, if you can, you know, peek the box in the store, check your paint and stuff, make sure you got no like stuff like that. I know the marbling and stuff like that drives some people crazy. I'm not so bad on it, but it's not as noticeable because it's mostly on his back. That piece right there, I can have him on the shelf, you know, and you won't even see it. So I'm gonna just line him up. Let's see his height. So on the habit, he's right a little bit over, about 6.5. Helmet, it's gonna, yeah, it's gonna peak right at 7. Let's take a look at him compared to the older Odin figure. I mean, they're gonna look crazy different because they are crazy different. So yeah, this is I'm drinking milk. Yeah, so these are two Odin figures. They're vastly different. This is the Odin Build-A-Figure. I don't have his cape on there. Great. The Odin / King Thor Build-A-Figures, and yeah, they're massively different. So and that just shows with the scepter and everything else. So use it right there. So yeah. But that was when I first started collecting, basically big time Marvel Legends. This was one of my first Build-A-Figures, so it has a little special place in my heart. But yeah, size-wise, comparison-wise, this is your comic Odin figure, which doesn't look like Odin from the comics to me. This is more of a King Thor. You know, you can do that if you want. It'll actually look closer to this Odin. he's got that flip-flap eye patch. So yeah, it's a pretty big scale difference. So let's look at him compared to like a regular MCU. So like next to Loki. Oh. Yeah, I'm just making a mess here. So scale wise, I don't remember. I have to go back. I don't remember Anthony Hopkins being that short in this film. So I don't know. That's about it. That's so much I have to say. If I'm gonna do some product shots on it, I'm just a little annoyed about that paint. If you've already gotten yours and you've kind of had the same thing happen or anything like that, leave a comment in there and let me know. Or if you got any of the other Infinity Sagas and kind of had any kind of paint issues or quality issues with that, because it kind of sucks. But anyway, I hope it doesn't discourage you too much, because like I said, it is a good figure. I'm hoping I got a bad one, and everybody else, we do all right. So this is my first one. I'm going to review the rest. Nothing's going to stop that. So if you did like the video, please leave a like. I'm doing this like super late in the middle of the night, so I'm sorry if it's a little sloppy and stuff like that. But I appreciate you watching. Check back. See you in the next video. Take care of yourself.